Dear students, in this section we will see program execution transfer instructions or program control transfer instruction. So this instruction cause the change in the sequence of execution of instruction, means this group of instruction will always cause the microprocessor to fetch the next instruction from the specified location that is indicated by the instruction instead of by the next instruction. Okay, so the first instruction in this is call instruction. Call instruction is used to call a function or procedure from the main program. For example, this is your main program and this is your procedure. Okay, so when the call instruction is executed, okay, so it will cause the program control to transfer to the procedure. Then this procedure is executed, and at the end of this procedure there is a RET instructions, which is a return instruction, which returns the control from the procedure to the calling program. So that is the call and return instruction. Call instruction is used to call the subroutine or function or a procedure, and return is used to return from that procedure to the main program. Okay, next instructions are jump and conditional jump. So there are two types of jump instruction, unconditional and conditional. So unconditional instruction will cause the program control to transfer to that specified location without checking any condition. Okay, for example, this is your jump and jump 2000h. So this instruction will directly jump on the location that is 2000h. So it is a unconditional jump. Whereas in conditional jump instructions, first the condition is checked. If that condition is true, then only the jump will occur. Okay, so the conditional jump instructions are, there are various jump instructions: jump if above, jump if above equal, jump if below, jump if carry, jump if no carry, jump if not there. So first it check whether that flag is set or reset according to the instruction, and if that condition is true, then only it jumps to the specified location. So these are the program control transfer instruction. Next is loop instruction. So when we want to execute a group of instruction multiple times, then at that time we can use the loop instruction. And how many number of times we want to execute that instruction, that count is placed into the CX registers. Like we want to execute that group of instruction 4 times, 5 times, so that count is loaded into the CX register, and for with each iteration the CX will be automatically decremented. Here it is not necessary to decrement the CX, it is automatically decremented with each iteration, and that group of instructions is executed until the zero flag is 0. Okay, or until the count is become the 0. Okay, next instructions are string instruction. So first string, what is string? String is a sequence of characters. So first string instruction is compares destination and source. So it compares the string bytes or word. So there is one source string and one destination string. Okay, source string is always in the DS register, destination string is always in the extra segment register. The effective address of the source string is in SI register, and the effective address of the destination string is in the DI register. Okay, so what this compares instruction will do? This compare instruction will compare the source string with the destination string, and here the comparison is done by subtracting the strings. Okay, next a string instruction is SCAS strings, means it scans a string and it compares the string with the byte in L and the word in the AX register. Next instruction is moves B and moves W. So it is used to copy the source string into the destination string. As we know, the source string is the data segment and destination string is in the extra segment. SI and DI store the opposite values of source and destination. Okay, so this moves instruction is used to copy the source string into the destination string. Moves B for the byte and W for the word. Okay. Next is processor control instruction that we will see in the next section. Thank you.